Ready? What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Canna Faye is kind of faded, so she doesn't even know what's happening right now.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it sure has been. Oh, man. So,
Here we are.
I know, it's pretty exciting. You want to sign in? It's just right on my account. It's no private group or nothing. So, we have been a little quieter this week, doing a lot of stuff, like trying to do some behind the scenes working, hitting up all the people that we can possibly hang out with and keep the local business and everyone that's in this community growing together. I'm going to set my dog aside, all right? 1 minute, guys.
We'll be right back after these brief messages. These puppies.
All right, yeah, the dogs are a little something, something. So, yeah, we're going to be doing quite a bit of things we're about to drop. So, this entire winter, we have this goal. And this goal is going to consist of, we have 4 cubic feet of this soil. Just talk.
Of this soil, we actually just got this yesterday, and it's pretty amazing stuff. He's putting the puppies away. This is called living soil potting mix, and as soon as Toke comes back, we're going to get a little bit deeper into this, but I'm just looking forward to getting my hands in there and playing. So
When I went to go over, we found a chicken bone on the floor. He hung up and snatched it. That was great. He was like, I ain't missing that thing. 'Cause I had hot wings a little while earlier. So yeah, we're going to be displaying this soil right here, which is a living soil, and that's what we're going to run the entire winter on a few different projects. We're going to have a breeding project of regular seeds. We're going to have a whole nother project. We want to make like 10 or 15 genetics with S1s, because S1s are easier to sell in the spring. People just love them. Whenever you get fem seeds ready to go, people want it. Whew. Smoking that joint got me a little while ago. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't want to smoke, like exactly on camera, because we stepped outside and it was a little bit dark, so we just stepped out. We are teaming up with Gatana, which was absolutely wonderful. Awesome human, man. He stopped on over. We met him over Stewart's here just the other day. We talked for almost an hour about soil together.
Yep.
Just had some coffee and have some plans in the works.
I loved how detailed he was with his soil and explaining it, and how he got it all started. So very interesting guy.
Definitely.
Very interesting guy.
Yeah, from the beginning to the end, the energy felt awesome, So our goal was, in the beginning, we wanted to have living soil for our winter grow. So when I reached out to him, I asked him for a price on 3 bags of it. And he was like, don't even worry about it. So he's going to donate it to us for the grow. And we wanted to give a huge shout out for that. A lot of love. So we want to make sure a New York company, making living soil, we're going to be coming up with a mix and start branding that out soon too. So stay tuned to that. That's coming up, and we're going to start having the data of the very beginning of growing, from the very beginning, from cutting a clone to growing it on out into a teen, to using STS, to putting it into the flowering stage, to stop your ethylene hormones, to make a female pollen, to be able to use that and cross the other genetics within a tenant, so we can have a whole shitload of S1s growing in one big area, and collect some really fire genetics at the same time. In a different grow room, we're going to have sapphire OG, which was first place Catskills Cup winner, second place for the Damn Sam Cup. And we're going to be crossing that with Glitter Bomb with an S1. That's going to be Fire Bomb. And we're also coming out with our Black Magic and the Contagious. We have all these things are right into play right now. So we're going to show you how to make femseeds, because we believe everyone should just have a fun process to make femseeds, you know. It shouldn't be hard, and it's really, for the home grower, probably the easiest way to keep your genetics overall. You know, this way you can start, because for the home grower, there's that limit, you know, and that limit really kills you when you don't know if you have males or females. Even though the males don't count by law, you still don't truly know what it's going to be, you know. So you don't want to lose 4 of your plants out of 6. So the femseeds will definitely want to be there. But we're going to be running that a whole fire line. We're going to be coming out with 5 fire genetics, you know. Then we're going to come out with the bomb genetics, the Natageous genetics. So we're going to have 3 different lineages growing at the same time.
It's exciting stuff.
It is. And
this is going to be my first experience doing this part of it as a grower, and I'm only on, my 2nd year?
She's on her 2nd year, but I quantify the speed of education.
Close to it. I'm a year and a half in, so I'm getting close.
That's one thing I always try to do, is explain it in a very digestible way, you know. And now you're going to be coming out with your own S1s and stuff. You're going to be coming out with your own other genetic Black Fire. That's a regular genetic, so you can make your S1s later.
And the best part is that it's so hands-on, because I know what you show me, and I know you're going to show me once, and you're going to say, you do it.
Exactly.
Because you're just that, go ahead, do it. You can't hurt it. Like, just do it.
So one of the biggest things I try to do is encourage, because a lot of people, they have these mental barriers that they don't want to hurt it or break it or whatnot. So for me to have as many plants as I'm legally allowed to grow and an infinite amount of seeds, I can afford to show somebody that's trying to be overly delicate on something, and I can actually show them and beat a plant up. I'm like, look, it's still alive, you know? So this way other people know, like, all right, so I don't need to be as gentle as I think. You can really fuck the plant up, and it's still going to thrive. It's a weed plant. You know, it really is. That's one thing I always try to get through with everybody. And then they're worried about breaking a branch, so I just snap a branch right off. And then I show them how to mend it back together. So now are they not only worried about, or they're not worried about breaking it, they also know how to bandage it back, which is another big thing. And you already learned that too.
Yep, sure did.
So yeah, we're gonna be showing you what we're about to do. So we're gonna start out with some Root Riot cubes, and you can see these here. I love these trays. I really do. This here, right there, the Root Riot cubes, 36 of them pop in, you know. So it's absolutely perfect to do the clones right in there. So that's how we're going to do our clones. But since we are getting to that winter setting to where now the outdoors is fighting to hit mid-50s, so you'll never truly get that proper root zone temperature unless you keep your house at a ridiculously high heat. So what we do is we get a little heat power controller, you know. It comes with a little thermometer. And what I do is I set this for 72 degrees. Plug in my heat pad that's right here. I just set a towel on top of the heat pad. Then I set my heat sensor on top of the towel. And I just set one pack there and another pack right here. And you can do 72 of them on one of them, you know. But the reason why I like these is these containers here, they have the neoprene bottom, so you can just pop plants out nice and easy. And you can get 36 of them in a small area without being over bulky. I'm a big, firm believer in not carrying anything more than you need, you know. If you can get 36 of them in a little square cube like that, you can get 100 and or 220, 230 something on this little size tray. You put that on racks. Now all of a sudden, like this rack here, if I put my other trays in there, I can do 5 tiers with 3 of these across, you know. So I can do literally multiple hundreds at a clip. That's why I like these.
Look at how beautiful. Oh my goodness, that.
Yes. So that, a nice yellow rose.
From my sister for my birthday.
Exactly. Like, we don't just grow cannabis, you know, it's a lifestyle. It's more than just growing in a tent indoors, more than just growing a plant in a garden bed outdoors. It's a homestead. I grow 50 different kinds of trees on my property. I probably have 30 different kinds of bushes and stuff, you know. We have a few hundred, maybe 350 sugar maple trees on the property. So we really have this holistic nature preservation, you know, about the way we operate. And that all, again, gets twisted back into living soil. Because all the studies with living soil is, yes, your terpenes are usually off the charts compared to without living soil. Your plant usually has a higher Brix content. So now it can naturally fight off pests and bacteria and fungus, you know. And it also, at the same time, it grows at the proper rate for the plant and has enough carbon in your soil for the plant to grow healthy, not lean, you know. And once you grow with living soil, it's one of the things that it's hard to get away from because it's very easy once you get it down. And that's what I like about it. It's very easy, you know. So the living soil on top of it, another reason why I like it is because when it comes to the environment, it scrubs the air of CO2 2.5 times more than regular any other way you can grow with salt, you know. And you're not harming the environment to try to create that. So it's a huge win for me to have that living soil. It's not necessarily saying that I'm going to grow the fastest. Because if I want to grow and get a perpetual flow, there's only 2 ways I would grow. And that's with a fogponics or an aeroponics, you know. Aeroponics with a sump pump hitting that like 185 psi to atomize the water droplets. So this way it's almost like a fogger. And that is like your absolute fastest turnover rate. If you're looking for flavor, it's always going to be a living soil because the rhizosphere that all those microbes and the fungus cultivate into that soil where the roots are like just thriving because the nutrients are getting broken down at the same time the colonizing is allowing it to be released into the plant because you're not using as much, like there's like no salts whatsoever. So the osmotic pressure has a freer flow from your soil to your roots to the uptake into the plant. It really, the more you start to dive into it, the more you start to really enjoy the process of growing. Because I believe I love every kind of grow. I've grown recirculating deep water cultures, ebb and flows, film, fogponics, aeroponics, drip systems, you know, and if I want to be lazy, it's going to be ebb and flow. If I want the highest terpene content and be almost as lazy, it's going to be a living soil. But what we're going to do with the living soil is throughout the grow, we're going to put it underneath the microscope, some water droplets, and do the testers. So this way you can see the microbes, how they're growing. And as they start to peter off and whatnot, and what that will do is give the exact timing of when you got to give it a compost tea boost or top dressing, because this living soil should last for 6 to 7, maybe 8 to 10 years, you know. So it's only going to age better. So as long as you just keep top dressing it and making it a higher quality every single time and balance the microbes, you have that carbon material in there, you're going to be smooth riding the whole way. You really are. So we're going to show you guys from the very minute we clone. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be using some FOOP clone gel. It works absolute wonders. It really does. There's other ways to do it. I know I've used many different methods. I've even had my willow bark and stuff. But I'm just using the clone gel. And then, so I take the clone gel, I clone my plant. I'm going to toss it in the root riot. I'm going to get my roots going. And then once my roots are in the root riot cube, I'm going to dip the root riot cube in here and transplant them into a cup. Then in 6 days to 10 days, I'm going to take them out of the cup. I'm going to put them in a 1 gallon pot. Let me just set this down here because these are going to start getting bigger and bigger here. So we're going to start with the cup there. I'm going to go like that to the 1 gallon pot. And then from the 1 gallon pot, I go to that pot. And then from this pot, I go to this pot. So there's a reason why I do this. I know I'm going to end up in a 4x4 when I'm done with this one single plant. This one single plant's going to be probably Sapphire OG, I'm thinking. Maybe Glitter Bomb, we're not sure yet. We might do 2 of them into it, you know, and do half and half. But yeah, so that's the rate we're going to be changing out, and it's all going to be done with the living soil. It's going to be documented to a T every step of the way. The lights are already situated. I already got the temperatures down to 72 degrees. You got the PPFD down to 100 for the clones. I got it at 350 for the rooted ones and a different one, and then I got it up to 600 for pre-teens-ish, you know. And so now that everything's all dialed in, we're going to slowly start breaking out data coming on out throughout this whole year to drop for everybody. And at the same time, we want to keep networking with everybody in this area to keep making it happen, because this area has a lot of special people into it. It does. This area has been so underrepresented for so long because of the laws and stuff that there's going to be quantified leaps and bounds with what is happening right now in our community, because you're seeing the right heads come together. And that is when the magic happens. It really is. So how do you feel about making the S1 fem seeds, growing with living soil from clone to harvest, documenting it on the indoor level?
I'm stoked.
Same here. So I've grown indoors for almost 20 straight years. And for me, the reason what brings my excitement back to it is when I grow my indoor cannabis, it's literally just meant for my happiness. I don't do anything else other than find my peace inside of growing, because the winter blues and stuff, but you got your Hawaiian looking plants, you know. You got these flowers and the smells, the terps that are just melting off every day, and you're smelling them in the light, you know. Oh man, I love that stuff. But yeah, so from the living soil to the grow offs, and all the stuff we're doing is going to get documented. And at the very end, I also want to throw out testing results, because I feel like we need testing results.
Whoa.
We did get our test results back with Sapphire OG over at Lazy Day Farms and our Glitter Bomb. The Sapphire OG was like 21.59% THC. The Glitter Bomb was like almost 25% with over 3% terps, I believe. You know, they were both very high in terps and decent THC for outdoors, the way we grew them. And next year when we grow, it's going to be living soil, because I'm going to keep using this system. So next year I'm going to buy 2 palletfuls, you know. I want to use a pallet just in our garden because I can't have a product that I really like and not use it. So now we're going to get 50 bags for the garden, and then we're going to sell 50 bags also, because we're going to start having this around for the nursery, because I don't want to be selling soil that I feel isn't up to par. And if you all know other good soil companies that are local too, hit us up, because we like to give shout outs with everybody. There's no competition with people. It's always how to improve the soil together, you know, and osmotic pressure with the roots, how the flow goes is like the osmosis learning. When you get everyone together, it just flows. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this. My skills I can finally use again, because I've grown so often indoors. I used to have 12 grow houses up at one point where I could harvest every like 4 to 5, 6 days, depending on the harvest. As we're going to college and stuff, like it was a lot, and I actually absolutely loved it. I was able to get it dialed in really well. But now I get to do it on a personal scale to help bring the data to the community, and hopefully, if yous are about to grow, hit up Castanos for his living soil, and then Gitanos, yeah. We'll end up putting a link out for it, because we're going to be starting this off in 2 weeks. So if you guys get the same soil, you're going to get the same regiment as us for the time before it's done. You know, it's going to be a beautiful thing. So I'm excited. I really am. I'm happy we met him yesterday. I'm happy that he was as cool of a human as he was. We want to get to his Christmas party. That'd be sweet on the 19th.
We have watchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should say hello. So
what's going on, everybody? I forgot we're even live. I'm just like,
I was trying to get your attention, but I was also kind of engrossed at the same time.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
So we're going to start from the beginning. What's up, Melissa? Thanks for tuning in. Clara, hey.
What's going on, Melissa and Clara?
Jason from Texas. Thank you, my friend, for tuning in.
Definitely, always.
Andrew from Arizona.
Oh, hey, Andrew. What's going on, bro?
And
Thanks for stopping out.
Howard wants to know, how much is those?
Who is that?
Howard.
These here, we're going to leave the information out really soon, all right? But it's going to be posted on the wall probably end of this evening. All right? We'll have that out, because we love helping the local people. Whenever there's someone that has a local product and they want us to help push it, we're down to help push it, you know?
And
That's
then
what we do.
we have, what's up, Natasha? How you doing?
On, girl? How you doing?
We have Kevin.
Oh, what's going on, Kevin?
Yep, he likes Living Soil MDV Inc. Gaetano Scolo.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Great guy,
awesome
I'm telling
people.
you. And then we have Seth that says, what's up, bro?
What's going on, Seth? Hell yeah, bro.
Oh, and we have our friend watching.
Gaetano, yeah, man. A lot of love for you, man. 100%. We want to be getting this, like, we're already in the works on this Christmas thing. I'm so stoked for that. So I'm psyched. I'm excited to have this soil in those pots. I love the more we can get deeper into the community, helping build the community up as much as we can, because that's what it is. It's all the positive vibing love that will truly guide you, you know. And as we're creating our dreams, like we were just talking yesterday, we're creating the community's dreams too, is by doing it. It's a win-win. The more you can give and help, the more you receive it. Good karma. Always.
The best.
It is. And I gave out, I'd say close to 500 seeds or so for free, just because over the years, I would just hook people up, because, like, yeah, I sell them and stuff, but sometimes people are trying to get some seeds and they just really can't afford it. And I just hook them up like 20 of them or so, just because I wanted them to have the proper start of the season. I wasn't trying to, like, necessarily do anything but pay it forward.
Katana, it was really nice to meet you too.
It really was awesome. And the soil, we're going to put it to the test, man. Like, I believe in your product the way we're talking yesterday, and I'm sure what we're doing is going to lead to something special. So how about the very first plant that's going to go inside of this is going to be a customized genetic. I think the first place cup winner and then the second place cup winner should go in it. Sapphire OG for the first transplant into the living soil, and you hold the plaque up with your Sapphire because you're doing it again. It's the remix. Right.
Oh, yes.
And one thing, like, when you know, if wherever I go and I grow, I never, ever try to hate on anyone else's grow. I don't try to steer them in any which way they're doing it, because I always feel that people have either an investment they can't get something, or they're planning on, or they don't have the space. So I always love to see people growing. I've seen cardboard boxes with aluminum foil, and I loved it, and that's when ingenuity comes out, is when you are just making it happen. That's also your motivation and stuff. I started out in a 2-foot by 5-foot closet. I had sour diesels going, and that was poof. Wow. I don't even know how long. It's like 23 years ago or so. That was a while. The longest was when I was a kid, growing out on my mom's back kitchen or back bathroom window in the gutters. That was pretty funny. So yeah, guys, I am very stoked on this. As you know, like, we grow everything. Right behind us, we have chamomile, chocolate mint, spearmint.
We have a spicy pepper that keeps getting a little frisky with me over here.
This is a ghost pepper plant. So we grow the ghost peppers. We don't really eat them because they're just too hot for us, but it's awesome to cook, get the oils out of it, and use them for pest management. Because if you see a chipmunk go to eat a tomato, or a woodchuck go after a head of lettuce or cabbage, and you sprayed ghost pepper spray onto it, they ain't touching it. But I don't really put it on my plants in general. I try to put it around my plant, so as they're running across, they get to it. That's what the sprayers are good for. Quick 10 gallons.
Don, thank you so much. Everything you said is very true here.
What's that?
It's always a plus side when you see authentic people building with authentic people.
100%.
Very true.
That should be written in like a tablet or something. It really is.
Hi, Pat. Welcome. Make sure you tune into 518 Canada Let It Grow, the group, and catch Toke Talk live at 5:18 every Saturday.
100%, man. Definitely welcome to the group. We our biggest goal right here is on Saturdays with the Toke Talks. We like to sit down after a long week, drop the shoulders, smoke a joint, do a dab or whatever. Talk about what is happening in the cannabis community for the week, what we've done. If other people are doing stuff, talk about that too, and keep interconnecting with everybody, and maybe drop a good amount of grow tips. But we don't try to target any one part, we try to make sure that we're engaging with everybody, and it's authentic, free flowing, kind of like we were talking about the growing. We have this orange tree right here full of oranges. We're gonna have probably like 30 pounds of oranges for Christmas. Like
marmalade.
Yes, marmalade, exactly. So I like to grow so many kinds of plants. Like, as soon as you perfect a plant, you start to move on to the next one. And it takes a while. For me, I feel it takes 4 years to perfect an average plant. Because you got to learn how to grow it, then you got to learn how to propagate it, then you got to learn how to manage it through seasons, and there's pest management outdoors and stuff. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, and I've had luckily a couple decades at this, so to me it's like a playground. When you see me in the fields, I'm at home. When you see me at the cannabis events, I'm at home. So like, right? Like, it's just like, yeah.
I just walk in glowing, and people are like, "Here, try this."
Oh
Like,
my goodness. 100 milligrams soda right off the bat, Nick, man. That was awesome. That was like, woo, swing for the fence. I don't really take really edibles that often until my back goes out. Then I'll slam them down because I need to be able to walk. But like, when I'm out in public, 100 to 200 milligrams is probably the max I want to take. And I sure enjoyed it. That was good. I loved it. So, you guys should definitely start talking about what you want to see in this grow that we could help dial in, that that you might have had a problem with one of your growers or something like that, or that you just always had a question for. Definitely 100%. Pat, they're very appreciative stopping out. We're seeing us. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're what else we got going on? There was one more thing. Oh yeah,
what?
we're gonna start making shirts.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's right.
That is already set up. We have the printer ready to go. We get for the sublimation. The press is already set. So not only are we gonna have all of this out, not only we're gonna have the soil for this area, because we want to start having it for our nursery to help supply our area. All the S1s, all the F1s, and then we need to figure something out to get everybody together. I want to do something for the winter blues. I was talking about this, but I haven't came up with a date yet.
We'll have
I'm
to
gonna ponder that.
We'll
one.
have to collaborate on that.
We'll have to ponder that one for a while. But yeah, I'm appreciated, guys. Every single one of you stopping on out. We were so excited meeting Gaetano, having the soil, the living soil, MDV. You know, absolute awesome. Right here's the sticker. What I did was I took the sticker off the bag because I felt like it was easier to show you is like that. You know, that's what we're using right here. And if we'll just come along with us for the ride, we're going to really make it fun like we always do, because you got to have fun. The plants feel your vibes, you know. So the more positive vibes, the more positive your plants. So we're going to get heading on out, everybody. Appreciate all that love. Catch y'all later. Stay lifted.
Let's grow.